So I've been mostly using the iPhone 13 Pro over the last couple of months, and I feel it deserves a revisit. But most importantly, I want to tell you why I chose it over the other iPhones and how my experience has been so far. But first, a huge thanks to Best Buy for sponsoring this portion of the video, because today I have some amazing Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals for you. AirPods Max, which sound fantastic, usually retails for $550. Right now you can pick it up for $480. All you Windows laptop fans looking for a very affordable but good Windows laptop can pick up the Lenovo IdeaPad 3 15 inches i5 12 gigabytes of RAM for $429. And if you want something a little bit more premium, there's always the Samsung Galaxy Book Pro. This usually retails for around $1,500, but you can pick it up for $1,000. And if you're buying games for your kids or for yourself for Christmas or the holiday season, you can buy 2 Nintendo Switch games right now and get the third one for free. Now, I cycled through the Mini, the 13 Pro, and the Pro Max since they were released, and my soul really wants to use the iPhone 13 Pro Max as my daily driver. I have big hands, but the size of the phone doesn't make sense with my current lifestyle. Like, I don't travel as much as I used to, and I'm either at work or at home where I'm always on a bigger display. Plus, if I do start to travel again, I'd honestly rather just carry the iPad mini and keep it in my bag. As for the iPhone 13 mini, it feels insanely good to hold, use, and carry. It takes up very little space in my pocket. I found myself picking it up less compared to the others and using it more as a utility rather than an obsession. It's an excellent way to reduce screen on time, but the problem is the screen is a bit too small for me. You see, I'm like 98 years old and my eyes are not the same as they used to be. The iPhone 13 Pro, on the other hand, is the perfect size. I mean, technically I could go a bit bigger, but overall it was the happy medium between the two others. Still easy to carry, screen is big enough, and because the battery life is way better compared to the 12 Pro, I don't feel like I need the bigger Pro Max to compensate. The other thing I discovered was how sensitive I am to a high refresh rate. 60 Hertz feels way too slow now. The majority of displays in my life support a high refresh rate. My laptop is 120 Hertz, my desktop computer at work is 144, and my gaming computer at home is 165 Hertz. Even my TV supports up to 120 Hertz. Once the brain gets used to that, you start to truly see the difference, and I feel like people who don't notice the difference are still mostly staring at 60 Hertz displays. As for damage, it's been solid. I've dropped the phone quite a few times, mostly in a case, but one thing I did right off the bat was install a screen protector. I'm using the D-brand one. This is not an ad, and the reason I did that is because every iPhone I've owned over the past few years would get these nasty display scratches right away. Just like placing it in your pocket, you take it out and there'd be a scratch on the display for no reason. So I'm not making that mistake again. But the one thing that's starting to feel super stale is iOS 15. Like, don't get me wrong, it's been solid, it performs very well, and it's consistent. It's just the design language is starting to feel a bit dated. I just wrapped up my Pixel 6 review not too long ago, and using Android 12 was not only visually more appealing, but just a lot more intuitive to use. Everything from the bold buttons in the settings menu to the better notification system and the UI that properly matches the look and feel of your wallpaper. And since I'm talking Pixel, Siri feels slower than ever compared to Google Assistant. Like, it is insane what Google has done with voice assistants on the Pixel. It's straight from the future. It's so accurate that it's actually scary. Now, I'm not going to cover all the cameras again. There's a lot of great camera comparison videos out there, but I still feel cinematic mode is a bit gimmicky, just like portrait mode was on the iPhone 7 Plus when it first came out. I think in another 2 to 3 years of refinements, it will be used a lot more, just like portrait mode is today. As for the camera experience, it's the best. I know there are other phones that might take better pictures in certain circumstances, but I know what to expect when I snap a photo with an iPhone. The iPhone is consistent, video is still unrivaled, and it's never let me down. But if you're contemplating between the iPhone 13 or 13 Pro, the telephoto lens is nice, but it's not a must-have since it can only do 3 times zoom. As for battery life, the older iPhone 12 Pro was so bad that I switched to the regular 12 for the rest of the year. The 13 Pro, on the other hand, is exceptional. I never feel I have to carry a charger with me, and I always know it will last the entire day with about 30 to 40% left at around 10:30 p.m. Now, obviously, if battery life is the most important thing to you, get the 13 Pro Max because it's just on another level. The speakers sound great, the 120 Hz dynamic refresh display works perfectly, and HDR looks unbelievable. But the one area that's still lacking is Apple's MagSafe ecosystem. The only really good accessories I've used are the car mount and maybe, just maybe, the Apple leather wallet with Find My. I like how I can consolidate my phone and wallet into one, rather than carrying my phone in the front pocket and my wallet in the back. The only issue I have with the Apple Wallet is how annoying it is to take a card out. Like, I carry 3 cards, which is the maximum, and every time I have to remove the middle card, it takes me a solid few minutes of prying. If you put a smooth card on the bottom, it makes it a lot harder, but what I find is if you take your credit card and you face the numbers on the bottom, it makes it slightly easier to push the card out. Honestly though, even with its little quirks, it's the smoothest phone I have used with the least amount of crashes or glitches. It has one of the best cameras and the battery life is amazing. I honestly feel the iPhone 13 Pro is the sweet spot, mostly because of the higher refresh display. But if that doesn't matter to you, then just get the iPhone 13 instead and save yourself the money. For those of you who bought an iPhone 13 or iPhone 13 Pro, let me know how your experience has been in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out the awesome deals happening at Best Buy this holiday season. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.